Aloha everyone, thank you so much for being a part of this tutor training. I specifically wanted to go over what you can expect or what you should expect within this particular online tutor training module. So let's look at the goals. There are quite a few goals for this particular training, but really the overall summative goal is to prepare you for success in tutoring. And we do that through a couple of different ways. In particular, we're going to be educating you on the different learning theories out there that really help to support student progress. We're also going to be equipping you with skills to customize your tutoring session. We're going to be trying to enhance your tutoring strategies by providing some really customizable learning theories and tutoring theories and the different ways in which to approach those theories in a tutoring session. And then lastly, we ultimately want to be able to expand your tutoring methods and approaches to be able to adjust learning environments to best meet student needs. So in a little bit more detail, I wanted to focus on the units in this particular module. So there's 4 units, and Unit 1 really focuses on the learning theory of scaffolding. We're going to be looking at how to utilize scaffolding within a tutoring session specifically. In Unit 2, we're going to be reviewing the 3 domains of learning theory, and we're going to really be focusing in specifically on identifying learners' needs through a 3-step process. In Unit 3, we move on to understanding the theory of the Socratic method of questioning. And really this unit is all about helping you to gain those different skills and strategies in asking specific questions to really help to structure a tutoring session. And then in our final unit, Unit 4, we're going to be looking at a comprehensive variety of different tutoring methods and approaches that really help to focus on modifying the learning environment to ultimately enhance the experience of learners. So based on that, let's kind of look a little bit more into detail at each unit. So Unit 1, like I said previously, is all about the theory of scaffolding. Now within Unit 1, the really big takeaway of this unit is that the practice of tutoring is essentially grounded in the theory of scaffolding. Within this particular unit, we're going to be introducing you to the theory of scaffolding and really how it relates to tutoring. We're also going to be addressing why scaffolding is pretty important to implement within a tutoring session. And then we're also going to be illustrating different ways a tutor can use scaffolding within his or her session. So I wanted to kind of show now how Unit 1 really relates to Unit 2. Unit 1 is all about understanding the practice, essentially, of tutoring. And Unit 2 takes that a step further by then beginning to understand or identify the learner needs. So with that being said, you might remember that Unit 2 is all about the 3 domains of learning. Now within this unit, the big takeaway is that, identifying learners' needs really helps tutors to essentially game plan or approach or structure or form a really productive tutoring session. Now within this particular unit, we're going to introduce you to the theory, obviously, of identifying learner needs and those 3 domains of learning. We're going to really illustrate why learners' needs are very important, and you need to be able to discover, validate, and classify those needs. And then we're also going to address how the 3-step process of discovering, validating, and classifying will ultimately be a systematic strategy in helping you to assess or identify learner needs within a tutoring session so you know how to approach a particular situation. So let's now kind of move on, and I wanted to just briefly address how Unit 2 really ties in with Unit 3. So in Unit 2, it's all about identifying learner needs, and Unit 3 takes that a step further by employing questioning strategies throughout a session. So this is really the next step. So you go from kind of understanding in Unit 1 what tutoring is all about and what it means to provide this type of support service. Then we transition to Unit 2, which is all about starting a tutoring session and really assessing or gauging what the student needs help with particularly. And then we move to Unit 3, which is all about employing different types of strategic and systematic questioning within a session. So, Unit 3 like I said, is all about the Socratic questioning theory. And the big takeaway from this theory is that essentially the Socratic method is foundational in working through an entire tutoring session with a student. Now, within this particular unit, we are obviously going to introduce you more to the Socratic method of questioning theory. We're going to illustrate different strategies to employ during a tutoring session to really help you develop those questioning skills with students. And then we're going to offer you some opportunities to practice using the Socratic method of questioning within a tutoring session. Okay, so after that, it takes us to Unit 4. Again, Unit 3 is all about employing questioning strategies within a session. And Unit 4 is really about using tutoring methods to modify the learning environment. So you might notice here that we're really trying to scaffold this training from the foundation level of tutoring all the way up to really modifying and customizing a learning environment to help meet student needs. So tutoring, Unit 4 is all on tutoring methods, and the big takeaway with this particular unit is that there's tons of different tutoring methods and styles that you can and should use to modify the learning environment of any given tutoring session to really meet the needs of your students. So we're going to, of course, be introducing you to various methods and theories and approaches on tutoring. We're going to be addressing why it's super key to adjust or modify a learning environment for your student. And then we're going to offer some opportunities for you to practice modifying a learning environment to meet different student needs. So ultimately, I kind of wanted to just do a big run through of our overall tutor training. It's going to start with a pretest. Now, you should have already done this. In this pretest, I really want to identify what you know. After you complete the pretest, now it's time for you to work on the units within this module. And the module is going to be really focused on introducing you to theories, tools, and strategies, and most importantly, application of these things. And then you're going to end this training with the post-test. And this post-test ideally will help you to identify, or help me to identify what you've learned within this training. So with that, I wish you happy tutoring, and I do hope that this training is able to assist you further in structuring your tutoring sessions within the future. Thanks, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.